kindle a coal. You're setting it alight. Okay? You're burning it. You're inflaming it. So it says, kindle not coals upon a sinner. Right? Lest thou be burnt by the flame of his fire. Because you will get those that will try to draw you out into carnality. You get those that try to have you operating on a carnal frequency. Right? Rise not up in anger at the presence of an injurious person. An injurious person is someone that's malicious. So the scripture says, rise not up against an injurious person. Because the injurious person is seeking to what? Get you acting out of character. Right? Get you acting and operating in the flesh. Right? That's what the carnal seek out to do. To have you what? Operating in the flesh. Right? That's their goal. Okay? Lest he lie in wait to entrap thee in thy words, because you've got men that are set up to entrap thee in thy words, to entrap you in your words. Okay? You have those that are set up to entrap. They done it to Yahushua. They done the same thing to Yahushua. Right? What? Entrapped him in his words. Tried to, should I say. So you think it ain't the same thing with us? You think men that don't watch all your videos secretly with their arms crossed like this, okay, writing down notes, you think people ain't doing that? You think people ain't studying? Okay? As they say, every word could be what used against you. That's why you want to be careful. Okay? That's why you want to be careful with your words, choice words. Because you may have a demonic little gremlin that may say, "What did you say? What did you say?" You know, you may try to twist up your words, so you got to be careful. Okay? You have men like that, injurious, right? It's all a part of wisdom. Okay? And verse, okay, 15, travel not by the way with a bold fellow. So if you see a man in his truth, and he's doing silly stuff, people are just walking past and he's starting fights, saying, "What are you looking at?" And he's starting trouble with people, you know, and he's walking across the road, you know, just acting silly, acting fool. That's that agent provocateur behavior. But the scripture says you were going to get bug outs in the truth, right? So the scripture says, travel not with a bold fellow. Okay, someone that's basically carnal, someone that operates of the flesh, someone that don't think before they act, right? That's what it means to be base, right? Lest he become grievous unto thee. So this guy, you're going to have to, everywhere you go, you're going to need to keep an eye on him. Because he's grievous, right? You can't take this nigga nowhere with you. Because he's always getting himself and you in trouble. So you're going to have to keep defending him, right? You have men like that, okay? Can't take this guy nowhere with you. Where anywhere he goes, trouble follows him. Why? Because he's a bold fellow, right? And you could be bold, because the scripture says the righteous are bold as a lion. You could be bold But there's a certain type of boldness you want to have. You don't want to be bold to where you're tempting Yahushua. Right? Because alright, you know Yahushua, you have his protection, but you don't want to get to the point where you're tempting him, where something happens. Right? For he will do according to his own will. He's going to do what he wants. Right? He's going to be acting out of impulse. Right? So it says he would do according to his own will, his own mind. So this man, he's not walking about with the scriptures on his mind when he walks about. Why? Because he's a reprobate. You've got individuals that will read these scriptures, they put out the scriptures, and they walk about like they've never read the scriptures. They don't apply nothing, not one little bit of the scriptures to their life. Right? That's what these scriptures are for. And we're not going to be perfect, but that's what the scriptures are for. Right? To apply it to the best of our ability. Right? And bear me just a minute. And he would do according to his own will, and thou shalt perish with him. So he get you in trouble. Okay? He may get you locked up for doing something silly. Okay? This guy may be in a shop, pushing over things, starting fights with people, may go into the corner store. Are you shortchanged me? He might be starting a fight with the shopkeeper. Okay? You may perish with him. He may be starting a situation with somebody else. That individual may have a gun on them. Right? You see? Verse 16, and thou shalt perish with him in his folly, in his foolery. And you've got men that exalt folly. Right? Verse 16, strive not with an angry man. So these are all things to help us. Don't contend. Strive goes and contend. Don't go back and forth with an angry man. Strive not. You know? A man's trying to get you to act carnal. Strive not. Okay? At all. You have those that we all get angry, but you got men, they have just no control over their spirit. None. Strive not with an angry man. Stay away from him. I learned that, even in the truth. Because he's going to be doing something silly. Right? Okay. And there's the anger, there's righteous anger, and there's also a demonic anger. Because Legion, what did Legion have? Demons on him. Right? So there's a righteous anger, and there's a wicked anger. Okay? You could be angry, but what cause are you angry for? Right? So it's all in balance. If you don't have balance with your anger, what are you going to be doing? You're going to be acting out of character. Right? There's balance. The scripture says you can't be angry, but you want to balance that out. Okay? And me, when I get angry, what do? I channel that. Right? Through the scriptures. Use the anger to do a video. To vent out your frustration in that video and to bring forth edification. You don't use it to be a demon. Okay? You don't use the anger to be a bigger demon. Right? Okay? And go not with him into a solitary place. Okay? Why does it say go not with him into a solitary place? Because now you're all alone. Okay? And this man could do anything. He may even try to get carnal. I've had men say to me, I really want to put hands on him. because you're fucking carnal. And the Lord's going to destroy you for that. Right? You got men that they let you know where they stand. You have men that say that. I can't reason with him. No, I'm very, if anybody knows me, I'm very reasonable. If anybody knows me, I'm probably one of the most reasonable brothers in the truth. So you could talk to me about anything. So when someone says, "Oh well, I just can't talk to him," that's rubbish. Okay, that's complete rubbish. Okay, but really, you know what it is? It's the scriptures. It's the scriptures that cut people. Scripture says that in Hebrews 4:12. These words are what's sharper than any two-edged sword. Okay, dividing asunder, cutting to the spirit, and searching the intents of the heart. That's what it is. Okay. It's the word. Right? And most people, they can't handle the truth. Right? That's why most of our people, they're not given the wisdom. Right? For you to be given more wisdom, you need to humble yourself to this truth. Right? So you can learn. Right? See what else we got. So it says, go not with him into a solitary place. Okay, when no one is. Right? For blood is nothing in his sight. Why? Because this guy might have a legion. This guy might have legions on him. Okay? And you see that when you're teaching this truth. You're bringing out the word, and the guy may be convulsing, biting his lip. Okay? Okay? So go not into a secret place, a solitary place with an angry man. Because he would do according to his own will. Right? And the scripture says, blood is nothing in his sight. Nothing. Okay? He's used to operating in that particular way. Me, I've always been the one to talk things out first. Okay? And when that don't work, sometimes you have to, you may have to get physical. But I've always been the person I can talk out things. But that's better. That's why the scripture says, wisdom is better than, I forgot. Wisdom is better than some in Ecclesiastes, weapons of war. Because a man of the Lord, what's he going to be able to do? Talk things, calm things down. A man that's carnal, he's going to want to get physical. No, I don't like what you said to me. Because he's carnal, and you have a lot of carnal men in this truth. Scriptures teach you to be more spiritual. Right? And where there is no help, he will overthrow thee. So where no one is, he will overthrow thee. Right? That's why you're going to be circumspect. It says, verse 17, consult not with a fool. So you don't take counsel with the foolish. Okay. If a man is displaying that he's a fool. Example, if a man says, pork, pork, swine, it's somewhat clean. It's one of the most cleanest animals. That guy is a fool. Right? That guy is a complete fool. Okay? If someone says to you, aftershave, cologne, there's piss in it. If someone says that, you got to understand, well, maybe this guy's a fool. Okay? If someone says, well, don't worry about the food, just bless it. That guy's a fool. So if a man says that to you, from that point onwards, yeah, he's a fool. Okay? So you don't consult with him, you don't talk to him. You don't tell him what's on your mind. You don't tell him your plans. You don't consult with him. You consult with the friends, those that you trust. I had to learn the hard way, time and time again. Right? You don't consult with the enemy. Right? In other words, you don't keep counsel with. Right? You keep counsel with those that you trust. Right? You really trust. Because a man may let you down. For he cannot keep counsel. So you got men, they can't keep counsels. You may have told him something in trust, but a wicked man, he can't keep counsel. Scriptures go into that as well. Do no secret thing before a stranger. Okay? You may be operating in a particular way, and this man sees it, and he may run back to somebody else and say, "Oh, this guy, he done this." Okay? For I know it's not what he will bring forth. You don't know what he's going to do. Open up the heart to every man. Don't be gullible. Right? Open up your heart to every man. You may have been someone like that in the world. You speak to everybody. You can't do that in the truth. Some will take your kindness for weakness. Right? So open up your heart to every man. And I'm that type of individual. I was like that. Where you just want to tell everybody what's on your mind. That could work against you, I'm telling you. It can work against you. Depending on what you're speaking about. Right? Don't open up your heart to every man. Okay? Lest he requite thee. Okay, requite thee means to reward you, to pay you back with a shrewd turn. Okay? A shrewd turn is what? A wicked turn with a mischievous turn. He's going to do it in a wicked way. He may post up some videos about you, or try and get the brotherhood to turn against you. That's a shrewd turn. That's just an example. That's a shrewd turn. But you know what's going to happen to men like that? They're going to be destroyed. Okay? So these are showing you also men that have little to no integrity. Right? Okay? Scriptures tell us how to deal. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus. No, not Ecclesiasticus. Ephesians.